Best-selling author Mary Alice Monroe is making waves with her new Beach House Reunion book and her recent film on the Hallmark Channel. In this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I sit down with Mary Alice one-on-one. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. Mary Alice Monroe!
Hello again.
It's so good to see you.
It's always good to see you.
Likewise, likewise. You know, your assistant and PR manager, Angela May,
Yes.
sent me this email just recently. And I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but she says this, quote, "This season has been quite a busy and exciting and abundantly blessed one. And Abel, meaning you, were inducted into the South Carolina Literary Hall of Fame by the South Carolina Academy of Authors. This is a career high point. Such an honor to be selected. Authors are selected for their positive influence by their body of work on this particular state. For Mary Alice, it has been her ability to use the power of storytelling to show people what is happening in the natural world around them." Question, what is it like to be you these days?
Oh my, I feel humbled by blessings. You know, there's this award meant a great deal to me because in my books I really do celebrate the landscape of our state. I love the wildlife and what we can do to help protect and preserve them. So to receive this award told me that they were noticing and that maybe I'm even succeeding in doing that, which sort of transcends storytelling in a book. It inspires people to action, and so this meant a great deal.
So let me go back to that. It says this, for Mary Alice, it has been her ability to use the power of storytelling to show people what is happening in the natural world around them. So what is happening?
My goodness, well, we all know it starts with climate change. That's a huge force. We've been seeing changes with migration, with habitat destruction from overcrowding. There's an ongoing list of not good changes happening to the wildlife. And my goal is to try and inspire people to be aware of what's going on, even if it's as something as simple as turning off your lights for turtles. A lot of people don't know what that sign means. If you're from Chicago and you come here and you see lights out for turtles,
Right.
What light? What does that mean? So I think in my novel, if they read the book and they live with the sea turtles and the people who care for them, that they know from story what to do. And it's not someone pounding the door and pointing fingers.
Right.
It's more a pleasurable, now I get it. And so right now we are very concerned about plastics in the ocean, for example. And that's one area in particular where a lot of individuals, each you and me,
Right.
one by one, my mantra is light one candle, that we can make a difference by not using plastic straws or not using a plastic bag or making sure to recycle. You don't have to solve every problem. That's too big. But if we could each of us just do one small thing, light one candle, then we can move forward and hopefully make a big change.
You're right about that. Beach House Reunion. According to the Weekly News, it says it's written as a standalone novel. How did you write that particular novel as?
I knew the stories. Of course, it's the 5th book in the Beach House series.
Right.
So I knew the stories of all the characters, and I knew the characters as if they're real people. I've been living with them since 2002. And so, and they're all grown up, but now this is 15 years later. And the characters are more mature. The children who are 8 and 6 are now, 23 and
Right.
and 18, and they're facing adult problems. So if someone bought Beach House Reunion and had never read any of the other books, it's my job as the author to create a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Right.
So the story is complete. But if they like the stories, then they can go back and have a lot more to read.
You talk about, obviously, the ending and making certain that this story is complete.
Yes.
Let me take you to April 28th. Hallmark debuted The Beach House. On their
That was
wonderful-
quite a night.
Wow. Talk to me more about where were you emotionally?
It was almost like a deer in the headlights. First of all, it was the same night I was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So I want to know what my horoscope was that day. So that was enough for any night, right? But I had to leave early to be able to watch the movie, which began at 9 o'clock.
Right.
So everyone at the induction ceremony understood. And we were having a hard time finding where do we see the movie,
Right.
because it has to be on the Hallmark Channel and enough people to watch together.
That's right.
And Cassandra King Conroy said, "Come to our house."
Yes.
And I went, "Are you sure it's not too much?" No, come on. But I don't watch a lot of TV. So she had Jonathan Hout from the Pat Conroy
Yes.
Literary Center turn on the big TV, and she left it on, so she would know it would be on.
Right.
So there I am with my friends and family. My kids flew in to be with me.
Wow.
And I'm sitting in Pat Conroy's big old Archie Bunker chair, this big old chair, and watching the movie with my beloved. And underneath the TV screen is his award from Hallmark Hall of Fame for The Water is Wide. And you could feel the great man's presence. So it was amazing. Then I was hoping it would be well received.
Yes.
And it was such a good film. Andy McDowell was
Yes.
magnificent. The whole cast was. And I just really, it was surreal to see my words come alive. So it was quite a night.
You talk about your words coming alive. I was just thinking about this on my way over here. What was it in the movie that you saw that you wish you could really tell in the book per se?
That wasn't in the movie.
Yes.
Well, I think anyone who's read the book knows the story of Lovey, the mother, and Russell Bennett is probably the best love story I've ever written. And that's explored in Beach House Memories. Because of the film and the time, they couldn't delve into that. They were focusing on the mother-daughter reconciliation.
Right.
And they only had 2 hours. If we had more time, we could have delved into other things. But I think I would love to see someday that story told, because it's a powerful story of what is it to be a woman like Lovey in the 1970s South of Broad. And she couldn't divorce her husband. There were no shelters for abused women back then. And your mama said, "You made your bed, now lie in it." So this was a story that I would love to have seen, but it couldn't. They did right by not putting it in the film.
Okay. Your biography, you obviously have an illustrious career. If somebody were to write a nonfiction biography about you, what should that title be in your mind?
Believe anything's possible. That's how I've lived my life, that you have to believe that you have the wherewithal and the talent to fulfill your own dreams. But you also have to work really hard.
Sure.
That's what I tell my children. You follow your passion. Don't get a job just for the money. Get a job because you love it.
Right.
And of course the old saying, then you'll never work a day in your life. Oh yes you do.
I'm glad you said that.
Oh yes you do. There's the high, like today,
Yeah.
you know, the book is coming out and I'm doing it again. And that never gets old. And the passion for the work and the passion for me, the environmental message getting out there, and it's working. You know, I never would have thought it would have gone this far, but I always believed I'd be published. And I knew that The Beach House would be a movie. I always knew it. And I think it's that confidence that we need to get ahead, to believe in your dreams.
You talk about dreams. What is on your dream vision board next?
Getting my next book done on deadline. That's always the push. I'm on book tour now, and I love meeting my readers. It's a real treat. People, I just came back from the first week, and people came to me and said, "I moved to the Low Country because of your books." Or, you know, you inspired me to join the turtle team. I was with a bunch of turtle people. Tonight we're with a bunch of turtle people.
Yes.
And I know that reading my books has had an impact. And that means a great deal to me.
That is so good to hear. Well, Mary Alice Monroe, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this.
Always. You just have to call and I'm coming.
Oh, thank you greatly. I appreciate this.
Thank you.
Thank you.